Let's look at politics, and the All Progressive Congress presidential hopeful, General Muhammadu Buhari, has again frowned on the level of insurgency in the country. At the flag-off of the APC presidential campaign in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, General Buhari called on Nigerians to vote for a government that will be able to tackle insecurity.
APC, we go rule Nigeria. APC,
supporters of the All Progressives Congress gathered to kick off the party's presidential campaign at the main bowl of the Adokie Amersimeka Stadium in Port Harcourt, River State.
APC, we go rule Nigeria. APC.
Immediately the crowd settled for the business of the day. The host governor, Chibuike Amechi, made it to the podium with his trademark Otweke song before making an appeal for mass endorsement of the General Buhari and Professor Shimbajo's candidacy.
Today is the day of General Muhammadu Buhari and Professor Shimbajo.
And then the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Aminu Tambuwal, together with the party's national chairman, John Oyegun, canvassed support for the APC.
Nigeria deserves a better leadership, as by the grace of God is and will be exemplified by General Muhammadu Buhari. His records speak for him.
If you want corruption wiped out, who are you going to vote for?
The high point of the event was the presentation of the APC presidential candidate, General Muhammadu Buhari, as he makes a very brief speech, but not without criticizing the government's efforts against insecurity.
The fundamental issues facing this country is insecurity and the problem of the economy, which was being made worse by corruption. I assure you that we are going to finally assemble a competent team of Nigerians to efficiently manage this country. I am appealing to you. The damage that has been done to this country is great. The level of unemployment, the level of insecurity is intolerable. The damage has been done. It will take time. It will take patience. It will take support from you to make sure that we succeed having got there.
On whether he's still fit to lead Nigeria at 72, the former military head of state says he is still capable.
You were 40 when you were military head of state. At 72, do you still have that energy?
Yes, I have. And you better keep a track on me.
The rally ends with everyone returning to base, perhaps to consider the campaign promises of the political parties in order to choose their next leaders. Chris Elems, Channels Television News.
And staying with politics, the Ogun State chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Mr. Bayo Dayo, says that the alleged defection of the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mr. Dimeji Bankole, to the Social Democratic Party will not affect the chances of the PDP in the build-up to the governorship election. He was speaking in Abeokuta, the state capital, while inaugurating a 35-member governorship campaign committee.
On the outside of the Ogun PDP secretariat in Abeokuta, all seem calm and unbusy. But on the inside, it's not the same. The party seems not to be leaving anything to chance in the bid to ensure victory at the February governorship election. A campaign committee has been set up for the election in the state. The members are drawn from the 20 local government areas.
At this stage, I urge you all members of the campaign committee to work as a team and campaign vigorously and try to carry along all those who lost out at the party primaries recently, since the party recognizes all the aspirants.
A member of the committee is confident about the chances of the party.
We are going to run a very diligent campaign, very decent campaign, because we know that we are right and we are on the right course.
Stabilizing the party has come as a big task for the leadership, as more controversy continues to trail the conduct of the governorship primaries. The outcome of the exercise many believe did not go down well with the former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mr. Dimeji Bankole, and his supporters. There are talks in town about Mr. Bankole dumping the PDP for the SDP. For the PDP in Ogun State, to what effect could this have on the party?
Everybody has the right to be associated with any group that he wishes. But if that is done, you will then know, and the people in Abuja will know who is on the ground.
The governorship election are just a few weeks away. How effective the PDP's strategies are will be put to test at the polls.
The Lagos State Signage and Advertisement Agency, LASA, has denied allegations of removing the billboards and posters of candidates of opposition parties in the state. Addressing a press conference, the managing director of the agency, Mr. George Noah, said that the agency is mandated to remove any posters that do not meet environmental guidelines. The Commissioner of Police in the state, Mr. Kayode Aderanti, had said that his command had received complaints which accused LASA of taking down posters belonging to some political parties, thereby denying them a level playing field.
We find this very baffling at LASA because we have not removed any billboard owned by any outdoor practitioner licensed by LASA to practice in Lagos State. We have diligently removed posters of political parties irrespective of what divide they stand. Let me state clearly that the removal of posters that deface our environment is a statutory obligation of LASA. The agency is therefore surprised that the Nigerian police, which is responsible for enforcing the laws of the nation, is, by the statement issued by the Commissioner of Police, encouraging and expressly supporting the flagrant disregard and contravention of environmental guidelines issued to all political parties by LASA. It is important to note that LASA has equally received complaints from members of the public on the increase in political posters and has undertaken this task without favor. As we speak, over 100,000 political posters are deployed in Lagos State on a daily basis. We, however, wish to assure all political parties that as long as all election materials are not deployed within our stipulated guidelines, such materials will continue to be removed. As the arm of the state government entrusted with the responsibility to control and regulate the use of outdoor advertising displays in Lagos State, our agency, by our statutory function, must ensure that all outdoor advertisement materials used for election purposes must be deployed within the provisions of our guidelines and in accordance with extant laws.
To aviation matters, and following the spate of flight cancellations and delays being experienced by passengers at the nation's airports owing to the adverse weather conditions, the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority is asking passengers to show understanding and exercise caution as airlines reschedule and cancel flights. The regulatory agency says airline operators are strictly adhering to regulatory guidelines in the interest of safety. The NCAA had issued a weather alert to sensitize all pilots on the hazards associated with the Harmattan dust haze during flight operations at this time of year. Harmattan, which is prevalent at the end of the rainy season, leads to heavy fog and poor visibility. The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps in Kwara State has intercepted 2 buses carrying 280 25-litre gallons suspected to be used for the siphoning of petroleum products from vandalized pipes. The state commandant of the Corps, Augustine Obekwe, told journalists that his men encountered the suspected vandals in Asa local government area of the state. He said the suspected vandals who fled after citing the NSCDC officials abandoned their vehicles bearing Oyo and Lagos State registration numbers.
Want civil populace to continue to rely on NSCDC and to be more alert and vigilant to their environment, and to continue to give us information, because without information we cannot work.
Now, when the news at 10 returns, Nigeria's electricity regulator extends the deadline for increase in tariff for residential consumers. But that's on business news. Join us for that.